Hey Commanders fans! Your team is on a mission to improve and dominate the league, and this offseason is shaping up to be a crucial one. Washington has the cap space, the draft picks, and a front office that knows how to make moves. Before we dive into today's big story, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to Commanders HQ so you don't miss any updates. Now, let's talk about the latest buzz around Debo Samuel and whether the Commanders should call the 49ers. Bluff on his trade request. The Washington Commanders are being linked to just about every big-name trade target this offseason, and it's easy to see why. This team is on the rise, coming off a season where they proved they belong among the NFC's best. With plenty of cap space and a front office that players want to play for, Washington has become a hot destination for talent. One of the biggest areas of need is at wide receiver. More specifically, finding a true WR2 to pair with Terry McLaurin. Enter Debo Samuel, the versatile San Francisco 49er star who recently requested a trade. There's already a built-in connection here, as Commanders GM Adam Peters worked with Samuel in San Francisco from 2019-2023. Samuel's skill set would be an ideal fit in Cliff Kingsbury's offense, allowing for creative play calling and adding another explosive weapon to the Commanders' arsenal. But here's the thing. Washington doesn't need to rush into a trade. In fact, patience might be the smartest move here. On paper, trading for Samuel seems like a no-brainer. But when you dig deeper into the numbers, it's clear that the 49ers are in a very tricky financial situation. If they trade Samuel right now, they actually lose $7 million in cap space. That's not a small hit. That's a financial nightmare. The only realistic path for San Francisco is to release Samuel after June 1st. This would allow them to save over $5 million in cap space this year while spreading out the dead money over the next 2 seasons. This means that every NFL GM knows the 49ers are unlikely to get a trade done. If Washington is smart, and we believe Adam Peters is, they'll sit back, wait for Samuel to hit the open market, and then negotiate a fresh contract rather than taking on his current deal. If Debo Samuel does become a free agent, the Commanders should absolutely be in the mix. He's still an elite talent, even if his production has dipped since his breakout 2021 season. Injuries have been a concern, as he's missed 8 games over the last 3 seasons. But if Washington can sign him on their terms, that's a huge win. Imagine an offense with Jaden Daniels throwing to McLaurin, Samuel, and Jahan Dotson. Add in a solid run game, and suddenly this unit looks dangerous. But the key is making sure they don't overpay or give up valuable assets in a trade. While we're talking about exciting possibilities, let's discuss another intriguing development. The Commanders could be playing an international game in 2025. The Miami Dolphins are hosting a game in Madrid, Spain, and the Los Angeles Chargers are set to play in São Paulo, Brazil. Washington is now one of the few teams eligible to be the road team in either of those matchups. If the Commanders get selected, it would mean Jaden Daniels playing in a different country for the first time in his career. That's a huge stage. And given how electric Washington was in 2024, it makes sense that the NFL would want to showcase them internationally. The biggest obstacle to the Commanders landing an international game might be market size. According to a 2023 poll, Washington ranked 28th in terms of fan base size in Brazil. That could hurt their chances of playing in São Paulo. However, the Chargers also don't have a massive following there, so it's still very much on the table. On the Madrid side of things, Washington seems like a great choice to face Miami. A matchup between Jaden Daniels and Tua Tagovailoa would be a must-watch game, especially for international fans looking for an exciting quarterback showdown. Given that Washington is the only team that appears on both the Dolphins and Chargers visitor lists, it would be shocking if they don't end up in one of these marquee games. Winning a Super Bowl comes with its challenges. Just ask the Philadelphia Eagles. As they celebrate another championship, they now face the tough reality of retaining their key players, especially those with expiring contracts. And for the Washington Commanders, this presents an opportunity to snag some serious talent from a division rival. One name that has surfaced is defensive tackle Milton Williams. Williams played a key rotational role in the Eagles' dominant defense, But with his contract expiring, he's looking for a raise, and Washington could be in a prime position to give him one. In a recent interview with the Philadelphia Inquirer, Williams expressed his desire to remain in Philly, but made it clear that he wants to be paid what he's worth. "Obviously, I'd love to be back in Philadelphia," Williams said. "But right now, I'm just trying to enjoy this moment with my teammates. The rest of that is going to take care of itself. I'm pretty sure I'll end up where I'm supposed to be. I'll just put that in God's hands." While Williams is keeping a level-headed approach, he's also looking for the right situation. One that values his contributions and allows him to compete at a high level. "Just being in the right situation," Williams continued. "Valuing what I bring to the table. Obviously, a raise. But I want to win. I like this feeling of winning and being on top of the world. So definitely want to try to get in a situation as close to this as possible." And here's where things get interesting for the Commanders. Williams is 25 years old, turning 26 in April, and has been a solid contributor for the Eagles despite not being a full-time starter. Over his 4 seasons in Philadelphia, he's racked up 11, while at 5 sacks and 25 tackles for loss, while starting just 19 out of 67 games. His pass rush pressure rate has improved every season, showing clear signs of development. But there's one problem: playing time. In Philly, Williams was buried behind some of the league's best defensive linemen. If he wants a bigger role, he may have to look elsewhere. That's where the Commanders could come into play. Washington already has a strong defensive line featuring Jonathan Allen, Darren Payne, and rookie Johnny Newton. However, rumors have been swirling that the team might be open to moving Allen or Payne to free up cap space and reallocate resources. If that happens, Williams could find himself stepping into a starting role in Washington. And here's the kicker. Williams is looking for a pay raise, but he won't command anywhere near the money that Allen or Payne are currently making. If the Commanders decide to part ways with one of their stars, they could bring in Williams as a younger, more affordable option, while still maintaining a formidable defensive front. So, Commanders fans, what do you think? Should Washington wait out the 49ers and try to sign Debo Samuel as a free agent? Or should they make a trade now to ensure they land him? And what about the potential international game? Do you want to see the Commanders play in Spain or Brazil next season? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any Commanders news. We'll see you in the next video. HTTC.